Dear colleagues and friends, I hope, we're happy to welcome you today in Russian Pavilion. It's actually good luck. We know that this year, hopefully after 12 years of signing, a co-production between Russia and Israel will be signed, which is really, woo, we're celebrating. And actually, as grateful to Lior, last year we had a talk, we decided this is a necessary step forward for development of our relationship. He pushed it from Israeli side, we with Ministry of Culture did it from our side, and let's hope this October it will be signed. Therefore, we decided to devote this special event, basically a round table between Israeli and Russian producers, or Israeli funds and Russian producers today, just to get acquainted, to give you some understanding of that, what we as Russia and the country doing, what type of producers are we having, and to find also from you the information about that, what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, what we are interested in. Last year, together with Lior, we did a very nice co-production pitching, and there are some projects already in development. We have Alexander Rodnyansky, whose cartoon Anna Frank, which was made together with one of your film funds, is so successful now, which is also worth applause, I think. This is the first step of successful cooperation. We'll make short presentation to give introduction, and then let me introduce first the participants. I will start with Alexander Rodnyansky, since he's the main Israeli-Russian participant today. And you definitely know him because not of Anna Frank, but because he's a very successful producer also in respective festival. Artyom Vasiliev, who is also our diamond, our Russian production and co-production diamond, as well as Natalya Drozd. Both their films are now in Cannes Film Festival in different programs. Compartment number 6 is in main program, it's Russian-Finnish co-production. The film Dela is in the main program, in the side program of Artyom Vasiliev. And I'm happy to introduce you Dmitry Litvinov. He's a big producer, distributor. Also, he has his own media in Russia, the main media, and we are thinking about joint projects together. Michael Idov, who is a famous scriptwriter, also producer, usually a partner of Artyom Vasiliev. And there are many other producers who are here, who I maybe will be presenting you while discussion when we go to it. Lior, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you very much for having us. It's a great pleasure to be here, and thanks for organizing everything. I'm Liza, Shiloch Uzrad, the director and CEO of the Israel Film Fund. Naveh, the director and CEO of Gesher, Multicultural Film Fund. Osnat Bukoftzer from the Rabinovich Film Fund. Blankstein from the Spiegel Film and Television Film School. And we have Aurit Zamir from the Film Lab, and last but not least, just because you're a man, it's Yoram Honig from the Jerusalem Film Fund, which is our local film fund. So we have here basically, I think, the majority of the Israeli industry and the leaders of our industry. Only the good. The bad are outside.
Well, great representation, I think. So co-production, which is initiated by the Ministry of Culture, which is important to know, and it is created in 2019. Natalya is the first successful result because her film is now in the main competition. They don't limit the amount of investment at the moment, which is new, and we are doing it now synchronized. So we did on the Kibar's event, the co-production section. I will tell more about that. Another important thing that we are launching the rebate. It will be launched this year, actually officially, because it was done 2 years ago. But now they are, as we speak, submitting the money. This year we represent the new brand. You see this Russian content worldwide. We decided to switch from the ROSKINO, which tells nothing to the global audience, to the Russian content worldwide.
So we hope to find more Russian films in our submission. We'd be very happy to welcome a Russian participant. That hasn't happened yet. I can also say on a personal note that I'm also a producer, and I've actually had a film this year which had an amazing lead Russian actress, Elena Eve, which was just screened at the Moscow Film Festival, and I unfortunately couldn't be there, but the director and actress were there and had an amazing time. So I already feel a connection.
To my surprise, although I think 30% of Israelis come from Russian descendants or speak Russian, or their grandparents did, we don't know about the Russian culture. So it's very important for us to understand it. Because they do such an excellent job with feature films, we also support feature films, but we do also television and animation. This November, we will invite a Russian delegation to Jerusalem November in Jerusalem is like August in Moscow. It's okay, don't be scared. And let's bring producers, animation producers, the film school, headmaster of the film school from Moscow, and the festival, and let's have a Russian delegation in Jerusalem and start working together.
ובקרוב מאוד, בנוסף לסרטים ולקרנות הקולנוע שאנחנו, משרד התרבות מעביר את התקציב לקרנות הקולנוע וקרנות הקולנוע למפיקים, אני מקווה מאוד שבקרוב גם יהיה לנו את הנושא של tax rebate.
She's hoping that soon we'll have a tax rebate in Israel on top of the funds that are allocated from the Ministry of Culture directly to the funds and from them to the producers.
ואני לא אאריך בדיבור מדי, אלא אני מאחלת לנו בהצלחה, ואני מבקשת שתנצלו את ההזדמנות שנוצרה, שבקרוב נחתום על הסכם ותעשו סרטים.
She says she would just love for everybody to take the opportunity that is arising now with this co-production treaty and to do great things together.
And I'm glad that we're getting closer and closer to a co-production agreement. My name is Liza. I'm head of the Israel Film Fund.
We support all films. We are promoting films to the prime time. We have 5 films here, 2 shorts, 1 VR, 1 documentary out of the competition, and 1 feature film. But still, they are all have in a way an agenda of bringing, you know, new faces, new voices to the screen. And we promote filmmakers from their first steps. We have a lot of, Russian, Israeli talent filmmakers that we started with the student film and then to the short film and to the other short film and the documentary and feature film, etc.
We have 2-3 open calls a year. We support about 12 to 14 films every year, new films and different a variety of budgets. We also try to keep an interesting variety of topics, of filmmakers, creators, making sure, I mean, the last few years we've put an emphasis on female directors. There was a lack in female directors for a while. There were very few relatively, and we're now around 40% women directors and 60% men. I think it would be really a natural collaboration, a natural partnership for us. Besides the fact that there are so many Russian descendants in our country, I think a lot of Israelis love Russian cinema, and I think this combination could really do wonderful things. So I really look forward to finding ways to collaborate.
What I want to say is that it's very important for us to have many collaborations as we can, because I think this is the only way that we will bring the cinema to the next level. Everything changes in the world, and in terms of cinema, television, and I think the best way is to work together, and this is what we are trying to do. Where we are the last 4 years, we are making a lot of cooperation panels, initiative together with many countries to help both sides, both countries, both industries, to learn how to work together in this work. So thank you very much. Thank you for everybody. And I hope to see you soon in Israel. It's almost warm as here, so maybe a bit more, yeah. And we don't have rain in the middle of the day.
But it's also more humid.
Yeah,
so
and
it's hot and wet.
Yeah, but we are nice people and warm people.
Sorry.
We are happy to be here and to learn so much about the Israeli film industry. That's important, especially to learn how diversified the system of state financing and support, not only state, but film financing and support in Israel. Because the situation in Russia is much more simple, if not to say simplistic. We have still the major player to support all the movies is the state, in good and bad way, because and state supports films through 2 bodies. state-owned film fund, which is very much keen to explore the opportunities with genre films and all so-called Russian genre blockbusters, ambitious enough to, to hit the millions of the viewers, at least theoretically, because we all are very experienced with the different, sides of this ambition. But anyway, Film Fund and the Ministry of Culture, which is usually supporting the outdoor cinema, debuts, animation, and documentaries. This is a traditional system. All private investments were absolutely, unsystematically found by the producers. The good news about Russian market is that producers is a class that was born recently and it's established. A lot of really good companies, ambitious enough and educated and well set, well connected, internationally known, and that's a good news. Recently, an important player was born and appeared in the market. This is the Kino Prime Fund, mentioned in the video clip, and this is the private initiative of Roman Abramovich, who decided just to support the movies and put his $100 million to support the movies with no idea of any commercial outcome of it. And being a member of this board of trustees of that fund, I just follow how many interesting movies, and gentlemen would never let me lie because many of them got the support from that fund, were supported due to the appreciation of the cinema. So most of the interesting projects, I would say, and creatively ambitious were supported by Kino Prime. So if we speak about the system, this is the idea of how it works. Generally, yesterday for example, I have announced also just a slate with the new movies of Zvyagintsov and Balagov and Godfrey Reggio to be supported from our side. So generally, the basic idea is not just to focus or limit yourself only with the Russian movies, but in international ones. And I believe this is a huge opportunity of Russian market as well, because it's big enough on one side. On the other side, it's traditionally, I would even say, psychologically limited. So we need to open up, and we need to feel that we can, ourselves, that we can much more than it used to be before. So because the basic weakness of Russian industry was the fact that we were doing the movies just for one only market. Relatively big, but only market. It doesn't work anymore. So basically that's why we're happy to meet you, to speak with you, and to explore the new possibilities.
Yeah. So of course, since I'm based in St. Petersburg, I'm mainly co-producing with Europe and basically with Finland, Estonia, etc. So I have as a minority co-producer the film by a Finnish director in competition, which is a great example of that it really works. It was supported by the Russian Ministry of Culture, so it's like a good start. It's a brilliant start for this minority thing. And I was always looking for Israeli co-production because I'm like an old friend of Katriel, and we were constantly discussing, and so far, but it was officially very difficult because we always need a European co-producer, for example, to make it as a triangle. So I'm really happy that it will be much easier nowadays. I think that, we need to make something like a panel with Russian producers with project and Israeli producers with project, because we need these matches to start.
But us in Metro Films, which is like it's an umbrella for a few companies, and we are trying to play in many instruments. We do features, we do series, we do animation, series and features in a different company, but all of them, and many of them, were doing co-production, and we've been co-producing with many countries, including strange, combinations like the film which we're finishing now was Kino Prime support. It, for example, is a Russian, Turkish, Slovenian co-production with support of Yoram. Yeah. Or we've done Michael's first film, which was a humorist. As a first feature of Michael as a director, which was a Russian, Latvian, Czech co-production. Yeah, it's very logical. It completely takes place in Soviet Union, but 0 frames were shot in Russia. Actually, it was completely shot in Latvia, completely post-produced in Czech Republic, but it was a Russian film. And now we're doing his first English-speaking film with. It's a minority Russian co-production with the support of Ministry of Culture, but majority Canadian and French, minority French co-production. So all kinds of stuff. So as you can see, we're very much interested in creating, those puzzles, and I think we're capable of doing this. Since we were probably, quite active even 15 years ago, starting thinking about co-productions as the way for developing creative collaborations. And I think now it's became even more important since, the industry kind of, really not can depend, as Alexander said, on the one territory. So we're trying to play it safer, bringing co-producers. So I completely support the idea of bilateral agreement with Israel, which I think will allow us to be very, very active, since, as you said, we have lots of common roots, and culturally, I think we're very, very close. So it's a lot of things you should not explain to Israelis about Russia, So we are completely open and really very much interested. So thank you very much for the variety of opportunities. That's really interesting.
So I'm, as a showrunner, as a director, I'm incredibly interested in co-productions because they allow me to go to different places and to shoot with talent.
The Israeli market is very important for us, also for the distribution of the Russian movie, and to buy some Israeli movie for Russia is also very interesting for us, and that's why we are ready to get all information in our magazines and our media to promote Israeli movie in Russia also. That's fine.
Here in Cannes, we are with the project White Road together with my colleague Elena Glickman. So the project is selected to Cannes Atelier, and we hope that here we can find a sales agent for the project. So I'm happy that I have experience in co-production, and for my company it's a main focus. I didn't have any co-production with Israel, but I hope that this new agreement will help us to construct this relationship. And also for me, I worked a lot as a line producer, and I have a lot of requests from Russian producers who would like to go and organize shooting abroad. So I help people to find the best partner because of my international contacts. So I try to find the best collaboration with connecting with budget-wise and project-wise. And also our company is trying to help foreign producers to come to Russia, and we are helping to organize shooting in Russia.
Okay, I will be short. Tamara is a Jewish name. The second is we're representing 2 projects, both of them women directors.
And I really think that there is an incredible amount of talent in our country, much more than the country can actually absorb. And one of the most frustrating aspects of my job is turning down requests to filmmakers who I think are incredible, or scripts that are amazing, just because we can't contain so much.
And I really agree with you completely. It's a huge potential to collaborate because we have the sources, and post-production is great. Really a huge potential.
At the beginning, that our funds can work together, regional funds and national funds. So if you approach one fund, we will make sure that you approach the other fund also to receive maybe more money. And I'm happy that there's a co-production treaty, but my fund doesn't need a co-production treaty.
Okay.
We can work tomorrow, we can work with the US.
Whatever you want, talents will be happy to know.
Yeah. Come and talk to me, and Ziv will pay.
Good. That's always, people to somebody else. It's never a best friend. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you.